So in today's video we are going to configure gaming computers on PCPartPicker that you should buy for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hello, this is Aaron's Gaming Network and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be configuring computers on PCPartPicker that will be able to run the Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have three tiers, so we will have minimum spec, a mid-range spec and a high-end spec. Before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a video. Let's get into the video. You can now see my computer. So we are on the PCPartPicker website. So first off, when you're building a computer, we are going to choose a CPU. So this is going to be for the minimum spec. Right, so on the minimum CPU for the flight simulator, it's a Ryzen 3 or an Intel Core i5. So we are going to head over to i5 and we'll look at the 9400F. So as you can see, there's no integrated graphics on this, but we'll look at a graphics card. I'm going to leave CPU cooler actually, because there should be, on the 9400F, there should be a CPU cooler in the box. And for a motherboard, I'm going to choose the H31ME. So remember, this isn't going to be a high-end gaming computer, so we are going to be picking high-end stuff. So memory, I am going to go with 8GB as recommended by the data sheet for the flight simulator. That doesn't seem to want to work, so I'm going to just search course air. Here we go. Next we're going to choose storage. So I think, right, so what I always do is, and I'm going to do what I would do on here, I always get on my gaming computers a 250GB M.2 solid state drive. Then on mine personally I've got a 4TB hard SSD, Samsung 860, but again this isn't going to be top of the range, so we are going to go with a 1TB Seagate Barracuda. And a video card, they recommend the NVIDIA GTX 770 50 Ti. So I'm going to put in 1050 Ti. It's not one to work today. Yep, so here we go. 1050 Ti. I'm not going to choose a case because that's really up to you, to be honest. Power supply, we'll go with 450 watts. Then we'll go with an operating system, which will have to be Windows 10 Home. So add that. I'll put the links to all of them in the video description so you can have a look at and purchase if you fancy. So the subtotal for the minimum spec has came to £608.71, which actually I was personally thinking it was going to be a little bit higher, but yeah, so this is for the minimum spec. I will save as minimum spec. We are now going to go on to the mid-range spec. So I'm going to choose a CPU and I'm going to go for the i5 and we'll go 9600K, which has integrated graphics, but we won't need that because you'll have your graphics card in. CPU cooler again, we could go for something maybe a little bit better, but it's probably we could get a little Be Quiet Dark Rock 4. Then Motherboard. I'll tell you what, we'll do Asus Prime Z390A. Memory will go for 16GB, DDR4. Choose storage, again, we'll go for the 250GB. Here. So it's cheaper to get the Evo Plus, but what's the difference? Well, in theory it should be better. And for this one, I might say SSD we should maybe look into. One terabyte SSD. We'll look at for this a 1060. Again, case is completely up to you. We'll do 650 watts. Again, operating system Windows 10. And this has again came up a little bit, quite a lot actually. So that's £1,108.36. So again, I will save this mid-range spec. Again, this will also be in the video description for you to have a look at. Also, a handy little thing, if I do edit part list on here, it shows the estimated wattage. I'm not sure how accurate it is. I always like to get a good power supply. That's really important, is to get a really good power supply. So now on to the high-end spec. We are going to look at, so the recommended is an Intel i7-9800X. I'm going to go a little bit further, because if you're doing high-end, I would say go for an i9, which is a 9900K, which is £430. CPU cooler, so we're going to have to get a proper good CPU cooler here, because obviously this is a very high-end computer. I personally use the Corsair H100. Wait, 100. Is it I? Yes. We'll add that. Motherboard. We'll go for Asus. Then for memory, we'll go with Corsair DDR4, 32GB. I don't know, we'll go RGB. Storage, we will go for, again, 970, 250GB. And we will go for a 860 4TB SSD this time. One Evo, not Pro. They haven't even got it, and oh yes they have, my mistake. Video card, I think we'll select the 2080 Ti, which is an expensive graphics card. Case again is up to you. Power supply, we'll go Corsair 750 watts. Again, operating system Windows 10. and that comes to a grand total of £2,938, which is a lot of money. So we've done the mid-range, we've done the minimum spec, the mid-range spec and the top-end spec. So hopefully this has helped out what sort of computer you want to look into and sort of your price point, your price budget that you've got. So hopefully this video has been useful. If it has, please leave it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I make an upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.